Hi, this is Chris Ball from Mashpee TV with another Mashpee update. With me today, I have two local entertainers that have come in and tell us about their work. I have DJ Bartlett and Mark Bornfield. DJ Mark, thanks very much for being here today. I'm going to ask them both to tell us a little bit about their history. They've done a wide variety of work all over, it sounds like, from Cape Cod to New York to Florida to Las Vegas and everywhere in between. It's an interesting story. They perform in some of our local restaurants and theaters here on the Cape, as well as I said earlier, other places. And I'm going to ask them to give us a little history and tell us what they've got coming up for shows and where we can see them. DJ, I think I'll start with you. Okay. Ladies first, of course, and Mark, we'll get to you as we come along. So please, tell us, why don't you start telling us how you two got together?
Well, that is a long kind of and complicated story, so I will try to make it as brief as possible. I'm from the theater. I've been in theater since I'm 16 years old. And
just the other day, right?
Yeah, right. Many years ago, and equity actress, you know. So Mark was looking for a female vocalist down in Florida. He ran a huge nightclub, Turnberry Isle Resort in North Miami Beach, Florida, and he needed a female vocalist. And he called his ex-girlfriend, who became his ex-girlfriend once we got together, to suggest someone. She was after my ex-husband. So these are true stories. You can't make this stuff up. And so she suggested me to get me out of the picture. I had come home to my home on Cape Cod after a long national tour. I was exhausted of Lend Me a Tenor to rest at the Cape. And I get this little phone call from this guy, and he says, would you come down to Florida to audition for me? And I thought, I'm not auditioning for some nightclub guy, you know. So he came up here, met me, we went to the Black Cat, auditioned each other, because this is all before Zoom, so there was no way that, you know, it's over 25 years ago. And that was it. The working arrangement was melded. I heard his piano and his voice, and I went, my God. And I'm from New York, and we're pretty strict about that kind of stuff, about performance. He was amazing, and he heard me, and he, I guess, thought the same thing. Say yes. You have to say yes. I mean, if you want to go home.
I'll say it many times.
All right. So anyway, he thought the same thing, and that's how we got together. And then his boss, who owned a city, he owned the city of Aventura in Florida, gave me the thumbs up. And then we ran that club for at least 15 to 16 years in Florida, and then we ran the sister club out in Las Vegas for 3 years.
Well, that sounds pretty exciting.
It was very exciting. We worked with stars. I sang with Whitney Houston. He played for Jamie Foxx. It was a members-only club. You had to be a member of it, and the stars would stay with us because they knew that they wouldn't, you know, be bothered by riffraff, us.
So, Mark, I know you from playing at Alberto's on Saturday nights. I've listened to you for a few years now when me and my friend go in. But I know that you do other places and that you do things by yourself. Do you do things by yourself, or?
Not vocally, no. I act, you know, by myself, or like I acted in the play that we wrote, and Mark was in the pit playing the thing. But no, I won't sing vocally with anyone, I know.
All right. So Mark, why don't you tell us what you folks are doing now that we have had a little history, and, you know, where you're playing together, where you're playing, well, you were playing by yourself, and what your future plans are. And please jump in where he messes up.
Well, I've been playing on the Cape for several years. in the summertime because we reside in Florida for 6 months. But on the Cape, I've been privileged to play at some of the best clubs in the area. Currently, I'm at the Roadhouse. We just opened up, reopened after closure. I'm very happy to be there because there's a real piano bar over there, and I've invited Dee to sing with me at that place. This is the only job that we do together, basically in public. So it's been a great treat to be able to do our duo once again there. I also play at the Lighthouse Inn all summer, Wednesdays and Thursday nights, which is a lovely place. I just play a grand piano that was played by one of the Cape's most incredible pianists and my teacher, Ken Manzer, for many years. And I feel every time I play there, it's a great artistic experience for me. I get to play whatever I want, and it's a very beautiful setting. And we do other private parties. Alberto's, of course, Friday, Saturday. That's a fantastic place.
And concerts. We do concerts up here. The Sagamore Inn, we've done several concerts for them over the years, at least 5 or 6 years. And we're happy to say they're very successful, and they ask us back a lot. And we're doing one in Wellfleet at Preservation Hall this coming Tuesday, October 7. And it's based on the Great American Songbook. But as I explained, that goes from 1920 to 1960. And I said, there's a heck of a lot of music after 1960 that our generation wants to hear and sings, gets married to, falls in love to. I said, we have to include the great artists, the Stevie Wonders, the Lionel Richies, David Fosters, wonderful, Elton John, Billy Joel. I said, and she said, okay, what's the name of the show? And I said, the Great American Songbook Expanded. And she said, perfect. And that's what we're going to push. And so we're doing that. We're very excited about that.
So that's this coming Tuesday.
That's this coming Tuesday at 7 o'clock. And it's wonderful. And we have a dear man who's going to play with us, Larry Chaplin. He'll be playing violin. He works for the symphony. He's the second violinist in the symphony. So
Cape Cod Symphony?
Yeah, Cape Cod Symphony. Yeah, so we're very excited about this.
So, DJ, when we were talking earlier, you spoke about you come up with ideas or there's plays that you come up with, and then you turn to Mark and say, come up with the music. Because Mark, you were telling me how you went to school for composing.
Yes.
And now in this stage of your life, that's what you really want to get into more. Am I correct on that?
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess my question would be, do you have a song, one of those songs? Or tell us about one of those songs?
I wrote a crazy play called Confessions of a Retired Witch. And we premiered it down in Florida this past winter because there's a lot of witches down there and a lot of retirees. And it was great. The reviews were phenomenal, which was a surprise to the both of us. We'd been working on it a long time, and we're very, very proud of it. But yes, I would send him off into a corner. I'd say, I just wrote this scene. It's about a mother explaining to her daughter, who's also a witch, you cannot marry a mortal. You will lose all your magic, all your powers. And so I sent Mark off into a corner, and I said, you have to come back with a scene that explains this. And this is the song.
Dreaming?
Dreaming on a Star is the name of the song, yes.
When love is real, it grows sweeter with the passing of time. Will you love David any less when he's old? Will you look at him and see gray hair or a silver halo instead? Oh, my beautiful daughter.
So this is the mother singing?
This is the mother, yes, singing.
So who's actually singing?
The mom. Me.
Yeah. So you're the mom. Okay.
I'm the mom.
Well, I haven't heard you sing, so.
Yes. I play the witch.
So, Mark, how long did it take you to come up with this?
I got the idea and I put the main melody quickly down, and then I expanded it out, and I wrote this very quickly in a few days.
Okay. And it included the lyrics too,
Yes.
or were you?
Yeah, I write all my lyrics. But the time it takes me to orchestrate it that's the production time, because I do all my own orchestration.
Great song.
It's great. It's beautiful. And it's a real theater moment. You know, our backgrounds are very different. As I said, mine is theater, and his was nightclub, is still nightclub and clubs, and he's a rock and roller. He had the sideburns with the mustache, and I said I would have walked right past you. You know, that wasn't my type of guy. But it's beautiful, and it's a moment in theater that people cried at, which was, you know, beautiful.
All right.
It's called
Mark,
Dreaming on a
shut
Star.
that off for now. So, that's nice. That's nice. So, you've done other music?
Oh yes, when I wanted to talk about the fact that I've been privileged to do several kinds of music along my career. I don't just do show music. I've done rock and roll, as Dee says. I've done the great ballads by Tony Bennett and Frank Sinatra, which I love. And I was I'm a jazz musician also. So I've worked with some of the great jazz players. We were featured in the Wequassett Jazz Festival with my band. And matter of fact, November 7th,
November 4th.
or November 4th, up in Plymouth.
Martinis in Plymouth, Massachusetts. We're doing an entirely acoustic show, and Gary Johnson is doing.
Johnson, and we have premier bass player with us also. So we'll be doing jazz, the American Songbook and jazz, and maybe a couple of my originals also.
Okay. That was one of your originals.
That's his originals.
Total original.
Do you have any other originals on here that we can?
Yes,
Oh, sure.
he does. We have another song. We have a lot of. The show has 12 songs in it, and we're going to play them all. No, I'm only kidding.
I wish we had the
I
time.
know. Thank you. The next song is called "My Wife Is a Witch," which is very apropos because she is, and it's sung by the king of the warlocks, the king of the covens of Miami. A coven is family in witch talk, and there were 13 covens in Miami. And so he's singing "My Wife Is a Witch." One of the readings that we did, I'm just going to tell this very quickly, was very funny. We were in a theater, and you do a reading of a show before you put the show on to see audience responses. And we were in a small little theater in Hollywood, Florida, and we're doing a reading, and I walked out on stage, and there were a bunch of people in the front row with all the hats on it. They were a coven of witches.
Really?
It scared the hell out of me. But anyway, yeah, so this is called "My Wife Is a Witch," and it's sung by the head warlock of the 13 covens of Miami. And this is Mark singing it. This is our demo, you know, as we would present it to producers.
So, Mark, you also wrote this.
When we kiss you again, I'm always in a swoon. Fighting ever, oh, what's so sweet. My wife is a witch. When I met her, she was 82. My wife is a witch, just the cutest little ingenue. My wife is a witch, just so lucky there's a spell on you. And still I love her so. She's a wonder in the kitchen, even better in a bed. She cooks the meals.
Yeah, a little rock brought out the rock and roll in me.
I hear it.
Here's a little rock and roll.
Yeah, no, it drives. I've got several songs like this in the show as
You know-
a contrast.
You know, you have a good show when the actors can't wait to do it, and that's what we had.
They enjoy doing it.
Yeah,
Like,
love it so much. You know, the actor that sang this in the show was sensational, and we had a young lady too that was phenomenal. She was just great.
that's nice, Mark. Right. So you pretty much split your time up, if I understand correctly, between the Cape and Florida.
Yes.
Have I got that right?
Yes.
So here on the Cape in the summer, in Florida, what part of Florida again was it?
My house is in Hollywood, Florida, on the East Coast,
Okay.
and I had to buy that many years ago when I was working for Turnberry Isle Resort. So I settled down there, and I love it down there. It's a beautiful, beautiful place.
So
And
you-
I bought mine right after a hit show that I was in. I had money, and I was very young, but it didn't matter. My friends ran off and bought drugs, and I bought a house. And then when I saw the tax bill, I bought drugs, you know, because I said, "What? I have to pay this?" Yeah, yes, you have to pay this. Okay.
Keep working.
You'll have to work for the rest of your life. That's okay. I love it. I wouldn't give this up. You know, you go through life, I mean, your career goes up, your career goes down. And there were times when I thought I was going to lose it, and I went, oh no, you know, but nope, I was able to hang on to it, which is great. Something always kind of comes around the corner, which is good, you know. You came around the corner, no.
Okay. So you'll head down there when?
Maybe the end of November. You know, we keep trying to stretch it out. But the house here is 105 years old, and though I have some heat in it, there's no cellar. It's built on sea pilings and concrete blocks, you know, and so as long as the heat stays in the house, we'll stay.
So you're hoping for global warming?
A little bit, you know, we're not totally against it. I thought the summer here was amazing, and we love it here. I mean, we absolutely love it here. He does too. Every day he gets up and he says, "I don't want to go." You know, it's just unfortunately the cold weather.
Right.
Yeah.
And you'll be performing down there?
Yes. There's concerts coming up down there with the orchestra, with the Broward Pops Orchestra, and other venues and stuff. So, you know.
I'm not filling my schedule up so much now because I'm working on another show. I've got another show in my head, and it's really significant. It's based on hope in the Holocaust. It's very heavy, and I need to spend some time thinking about how I want to approach the book. We have to put the book together, but it doesn't go into the horror of it. It's more about the hope that comes out of it, because the people who are the main stars of this show do not pass. They're not killed. They
escape.
Survive.
They
lose each other, but they find each other, and that's the beautiful part of this concept that I want to put forward.
The night of Kristallnacht, when Germany has decided that was it, they wanted to get rid of everybody. It wasn't just the Jews, it was gypsies, the gays, Jews, everybody, and they wanted them out of Germany. So they would put them on trains and send them places. And one lady loses her son at the train station. His little hand slips out of hers, but she has to get on the train, and they won't let her off. And she goes to the United States via boats, and a young German soldier sees this, and they were young. These were kids. They were 17-year-old kids. And he decides he's going to save this little boy who's crying for his mother, and he rips off his uniform, throws his gun aside, and he has papers, and he gets on the next train. He says, "Trust me, son, we will find your mother." And that next train heads to Eastern Europe, I guess, to Israel, which wasn't even formed yet. And
gets on
eventually, years and years go by. And the mother had sung the whole time this beautiful lullaby, which he wrote, which was amazing. And she gets to Israel, and she's in an open-air market, and she's humming it. And this young, very handsome young man hears it, and he begins to hum it, and they join, and that's it. So it is a story of hope. They were able to find
Sounds
each
nice.
other. Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds nice.
So I'll be working on that this Christmas this season, and
We need to nail it. You know, we haven't solidified it yet, but
got
we
a lot
will.
of work. But I'll be doing regular concert work, and
So all this traveling and the different shows, and do you ever get tired of it, that type of work?
The traveling back and forth, not the venues, but traveling back and forth to Florida gets a little tiresome with 2 cats now, you know. So,
I don't know. I got wanderlust in me.
yeah, he does.
I mean, I got out of Boston after a few years of steady work, and then I went on the cruise ships. Did that for 8 years in the summer season. I would come back to Boston. Then I traveled out to out west, and I did work in Palm Springs. I met a lot of people out there that
And
were
we've
in the
been-
business.
We've been flown, we worked in Paris together. We worked a convention. They heard us at Turnberry Isle and flew us to Paris. So we would do their thing, and Guatemala, in and out of Latin America. That was fun. That was a lot of fun because they were so appreciative. The Latin American people were so appreciative of our music. And what he's able to do, and he had to do this several times, is if we don't speak the language, he happens to speak French, but he didn't speak Spanish, but he has to hire a band. But music is the language, and all he had to do is play the songs, and the guys were right there. It was amazing. They were amazing. Yeah. And in and out of the United States, too, you know, different places. So after a while, your question was, yes, I tire out easily, much faster than he does. I have to pack my shoes. Do you know what? Do you know what agony that is to pick which ones? You know, and but it's still it's a very exciting life, and we're still doing it. You know, so that's
How
it.
long have you been doing it?
Over 25 years. Yeah.
We've been doing our work together.
Yeah.
And I've been playing bars and clubs for almost 40 years myself.
Yeah.
I got out of college and I was in college actually for pre-med, full scholarship at Union College, and my father passed suddenly when I was a junior, and I had to take care of a family, and the financial responsibilities were amazing, so I had to give up that program and just get on the road and make some fast money. And I had been taking music anyway with classical music. And so I just applied what I knew into the pop domain, which was a little easier to do. And I just kept doing it.
Which
out of
is,
necessity.
he's so amazing, even in the clubs when he does Wonderful World. At the end of it, what's the little tag that you put on?
Jesu Minor, it's a church hymn.
Yeah.
I put on.
We have to work with,
Jesu
and
Minor
some
Freude.
musicians turn their nose up at it, but what do we care? You know, we're working. We use tracks sometimes, not all the time, but we use tracks sometimes because he plays the horn. He's a great trumpet player.
I've heard him play.
Yeah, on top of, yes, you have, on top of, you know, and so we do that, and he'll add little things to it. I mean, his classical background is amazing. Billy Joel, the same thing when he does Billy Joel. You do a little Bach in the middle.
Mozart.
Okay.
So Mark, do you have anything else we can listen to? That's yours?
Dee has a
Yeah, why
song from the show that is our 11 o'clock number.
That's in a show when you have an 11 o'clock number, which is actually what I did on Broadway. It's the last song in the show, and it has to bring the house down, okay? You know, Hal Prince said that to me. It was a little night music. He said, oh, by the way, honey, I just want to remind you, you have to get a standing ovation. Okay, good luck. Opening night.
No pressure.
No pressure. Your stomach is down to your knees. And so that's what this is. I explained to Mark, I said, we have to have an 11 o'clock number that the audience goes out and goes, whoa, you know. And
Well, play that for us,
yeah,
Mark, if you
he
can.
went off in a corner and wrote it.
Just give us a second, we'll have it.
Yeah,
Mark, I know you're Alberto's Friday and Saturday.
Friday and Saturday.
Sundays you're at the Roadhouse. And you're there with him.
I'm there with him.
And you're at the Lighthouse.
Lighthouse in Wednesdays and Thursdays up until next week.
And then we're going to, you have
At the concert.
the concert on Tuesday.
On Tuesday.
And you said, where was that again?
November
Wellfleet?
4th.
That's at Preservation Hall in Wellfleet.
Okay.
And November 4th at the
Oh, yeah, Martini's.
Martini's Jazz Room.
All right,
Down in
so
Plymouth.
You're staying busy.
Yeah, a
Yep.
little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here it is.
And
It's not just a matter of chance that I've waited so
So this is your 11th hour.
11th hour song.
Bring down the house.
Right. No pressure. Standing ovation. That's
all the dreams that I had are now come.
Unfortunately, we're getting to our 11th.
Yes, I know.
So this is a good way to end it.
Thank you so much. This is so fun.
So we've recapped where you're going to be, and that you'll be back in the spring after Florida. And this is a great song. I can see why it's the 11th hour. Anything you'd like to say in closing?
It's a wonderful ride. Our friends are going off to Europe and, you know, in Asia, eating bugs and stuff. That's not me. As I said, I don't travel well. So, you know, I need my shoes.
It can only take so many shoes.
That's it, you know, they'll get you.
No, I'm very, very happy to be able to be in this position at this stage of my life and to work with Dee and to perform music. And it's such a wonderful way to live your life and you affect other people, and of course you develop yourself and hopefully grow and have ideas and stay vibrant as best as you can through all your ailments that happen and come and go and so forth.
Well, I know that, you know, when I and my friend Jan come to Alberto's, part of the reason we've gone for years, you know, but now that we sit in the bar because we enjoy your music, and
Oh,
that's
how
one of the
lovely.
reasons we go.
That's big.
So we always sit, you know, ask of Darko, make sure we get the two-top down by the, and, you know,
They're
we're
great.
there.
Darko and his wife,
Nina.
running, they're fabulous.
Yeah.
Fabulous to him.
Yeah, they're great
Fabulous.
people.
Yeah, great people.
So, thank you both.
Thank you.
Dee, Mark, for coming in.
Thank you,
you so
Chris.
much.
Wish you well with all your shows and safe travels. And, you know, I'll see you a couple of more times, and then we'll see you in the spring.
Yay.
I just moved your table closer to me.
In fact, you're going to be singing with him, okay?
Yes, you'll be up with me on the piano bench.
All right. I'll play drums.
Are you a drummer?
No.
Oh, I was going to say, well, hire
Not
you.
yet.
Not yet.
We can arrange that.
Well, once again, thank you both very much for coming in and
Our
sharing
pleasure.
your story a little bit, and continued success.
Thank you so much, Chris.
This is Chris Ball from Mashpee TV. We're signing off for today, and we'll see you next time.